Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for a dynamic effort bench press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who are watching, please click like down below. Be greatly appreciated. If you aren't subscribed or following, please do so. And drop me a comment down below if you'd be so kind. It can be to give your thoughts, to say hello, whatever, but it would be appreciated. Thank you. All right, so for speed bench today, obviously, for those who don't know how dynamic effort works, I have lots of videos on it. We go very light. I use bands and chains. It's intended to be light. It's intended to be explosive. These are about 30 seconds between sets. So again, I turn the camera off for about 5 seconds and then turn it back on, run back over, regain my composure and do another set. So right now I'm running 135 with 50 pounds of chains. So 9 triples, about 30 seconds apart. So what I'm doing on these, I'm doing right at the edge of pinkies, barely on the rings, the first 3 sets. Then we go medium grip, then we go close grip. Yes, I'm going over to pretty much close grip benching, but it doesn't mean we can't do a little bit of stuff a little wider. But the main thing I'm looking at is staying inside the rings all the time, right? That's the main goal. Stay inside the rings. And of course, I'm just going to work on really building the triceps up. So they're going to get a priority in my training. So again, you'll notice when I go to this set, we go medium. So what I'm doing is right about the edge of pinkies, just inside the rings. Then we try to go right in the middle of the knurl. And then the final 3 sets is like my close grip, which is, historically been my strongest grip. My smoothest 365 was obviously hit that way on camera, done flat back. So we do those sets there, and then we come all the way to fingers all the way on the smooth. Now from this angle on the camera, it doesn't look like that, but when I'm getting under it, lining it up, my hand looks like it's perfectly in the middle to me, even though from this angle, maybe it's a little closer than middle, and that's okay. But interestingly enough, that middle grip is always the weakest for me. It always feels the weakest. Every time I've ever done anything, I've always tended to be stronger, a little wider, or in really close. So it's a interesting point for me. So it's also probably good, hey, let's do a little training there too, because I'm weakest. But the idea here is we get a variety of strength curves, we get different movement patterns, we avoid overuse. And that's the main thing. So a lot of what we do with conjugate, we're always rotating the max lifts, we're always rotating the speed work, and then that way we can focus on a little bit of progression on the accessory work. But I can also avoid overuse on that by saying, hey, let's not do crazy amounts of volume anymore on accessories. So let's figure out how much do we need to grow and push it really hard, right? Do really hard sets, try to get progression there, and just do the amount of volume we need to gain muscle. And people say, are we trying to maximize? Well, we are trying to maximize, but I'm an advanced lifter. So if we can stimulate growth, we're probably close to maximizing. So for me, I'm really gearing everything in my life towards recovering from all this training because I'm pushing hard. I'm moving big weights again. Even the work sets, a lot of those are pretty heavy weights, like my dips here. So after the speed bench, I'm doing dips right now. I'm using them as a main chest builder. Obviously, there's tricep involvement, but for me, it's more chest, and then I do separate tricep work. The first set is always super hard for me, the first rep, and it's because I'm really strongest on these when I lean forward to use my chest more, which is what I'm trying to do. But for some reason, when I first get up on the bars, maybe I need to set the bar lower. That might actually help. So when I first get up to the bar, I struggle to lean forward till I get 1 rep in. And then all of a sudden I get my torso forward, then I'm able to just crank out reps. But it's funny because I'll get 9 or 10 total reps, and the first rep is the hardest until I reach pretty much failure. And so again, notice me struggling just with that eccentric, and it's just getting into the position for me. And then after that, I just drop right into it. So again, just an interesting thing I noticed with dips for me personally. I know some other people struggle with that, but again, it could be a positional thing. It could be me just needing more practice and doing them on the setup. Because again, I've only started doing these again, like last month or whatever. Haven't done them in years, but I'm getting a lot out of them. I feel like the chest activation is crazy. So these sets actually hurt. I reached failure. I was trying to get my set to 10. So what I've been doing, I'm trying to go deeper because I feel like I was a little short stroking it with the 90 pounds. So I went a little lighter last time, got really deep, and now I'm trying to focus on reaching that depth. But what ends up happening, I end up failing a rep near the end because I'm trying to go as deep as I can go with that weight, and then I end up not being able to come up near the end, right? So we reach failure, and that's okay. Great training stimulus, but my chest hurt after that. Like I was like, man, am I gonna be able to finish my workout? My chest is just, feels like it's been beat with a hammer. So I rested a couple of minutes and did my pull-ups. So for pull-ups, I decided I had been doing some chins, but I want to just do pull-ups. Like pull-ups do the most for my back. I'm not worried about, let's not try to specialize in biceps. Let's just push our cheek curls really hard. I can change them to strict curls later. I felt like when I was doing the cheek curls a couple years ago, I was making bicep gains and went over to all the really strict stuff and all the high volume. I don't know that I made, that much progress there, but I felt like I was getting bigger biceps on the cheek curls and they hurt like hell. So I'm like, let's just push cheek curls. So if we're going to talk about volumes, I'm doing pull-ups, I'm doing rows, we're getting stimulus to the biceps. So 6 sets of cheek curls every week. Again, we talk about what's our minimum volumes to really grow. It's going to be, I always tell people 6 sets. And I have clients who do 6 sets a week total on stuff. And they're seeing really good growth and they're not novice lifters. So again, I'm doing a little more volume for stuff like the back and the pulling. Why? Because we don't have the speed work for it, right? We have speed bench and max work for chest and triceps. We have, speed squats, max squats, speed pulls, all that stuff for the quads and everything. So a lot of that I can go, look, we can do a little less total volume, but we're not getting a lot of back pulling or bicep work. So in that case, obviously, I want to balance it out. I want to make sure we get similar work. So I do rows on the lower days. Right, so I've been PRing on those seal rows. So I can do a pull-up or a chin-up on the upper day, and then on my lower days, I did a pen leg row one week, but I'm mostly doing seal rows because I feel like I'm progressing on them. They work well. And I've been talking about, hey, I need more rear delt. But won't that grow rear delts? If those seal rows keep progressing, rear delts grow. So I decided, yeah, when we come to the delts, let me just do one delt exercise. Just do laterals or something. And I can rotate that with having days where I just do rear delt work. But I do know my rear delts need to come up, but the side delts could too. But if I'm progressing on rows and I'm doing laterals, with a little bit of forward lean, we're hitting rear delts really well. So again, we don't need to be overtraining anything, right? Like my triceps are getting beat into the ground every week because I do the speed benching and everything. And I feel like even on max effort day, I don't know that I need to be doing another press after the max work. I can hammer just the dips. I can hammer these extensions and I'll probably be okay, right? They'll keep growing because these have good carryover. And the speed benching itself has carryover to the benching. So we have to remember that. It carries over to the max work. So just rotate my maxes and then do my speed work, rotating the grips, and let's just build the chest and triceps up, right? They're going to get some growth from that, but then it's like 6 sets of dips every week, 6 sets of extensions, push them really hard, try to progress on them. We're good. On these, I went a little deeper, so I didn't try to go to the heaviest weight I've done. Last workout, I did these with a straight bar instead of an easy bar, and I noticed it was a struggle to balance it again, so I went back to the easy bar. I don't like having to get the easy bar up into the hooks. That's the reason, honestly. It's just me being lazy. It really is way more stable, right? It doesn't tip as much, and then I can focus on the triceps more because I'm not trying to balance it. So I'm like, let's just do that, right? Let's just do that. But we only got 10s today. But again, I also went a little deeper. So again, I'll try to work these up a little bit from there. And then we did cheek curls. So I got 12 reps on the last set the other day. So I'm like, let's go up 10 pounds, right? So cheek curls. So people aren't going to like these. But you know what? My biceps grow pretty slow, and they were a lagging body part due to neglect from just doing lots of high rep stricter stuff. And I felt like when I've done the cheek curls in the past, my biceps feel like they make progress, plus they hurt. So every time I do a set of these cheek curls like this, about 30 seconds after I finish this set, I just feel this pain shoot up both biceps all the way up. It's like they feel like they've been pulverized. And it makes sense. There's a lot of eccentric overload, and we're still getting peak contraction. So think about the shortened position. I'm almost having to catch it there. So the idea by leaning forward, it makes it safe on the tendon. We're unlikely to tear the tendon because when you get to that vulnerable position where the swinging weight would come down, because I'm not laying back, should be fine. And again, people will look at pro bodybuilders and how they curl, and they're like, oh, their form is horrible, but they have big biceps. So something to be said for cheek curls. I feel like just do lots of pull-ups, do cheek curls, let's see what they do. When I was making progress doing these a couple years ago, and I felt like my biceps were growing and I got talked out of it. I'm like, let's just do it. I like them. They look kind of funny. They look cool though. And but I feel them, and I feel my biceps really beat up afterwards, the whole muscle. So it's being worked. Let's just do them. Let's just progress on them. Treat them with progressive overload. But I got 12 reps on the last set again. So again, they're coming along, and then laterals. I'm like, let's just do laterals. And the reason I like laterals for side delts, there's no way to remove the side delt. People will argue about that. Oh, the trap takes over. You do this or that. It can't. It's not biomechanically possible, right? And I need more side delt. I need more rear delt. So let's just come in and just hit some laterals and just go heavy. They can be a little loose, right? Be a little loose. It's okay. As long as we feel the delt really burn, make sure the delt feels like it's hitting failure at the end, and we're good to go. So I banged out 3 sets of 12 with the 38s. But happy with today's workout. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.